Greetings everyone and welcome back to First Thoughts. So you might be guessing by the title, I'm actually going to try something a little different this time. I'm doing a non-spoiler review for Paddington 2. I figure because it's not really a blockbuster or a major franchise film worthy of discussions like the MCU or Star Wars. It's a family film, so I kind of want you to get my general feelings about the film, some of the actors, some of the settings and all that, and let you go in, but nothing to give away about how the story ends or what exactly happens, you know? Non-spoiler review. So yeah, this is a sequel movie, so I'm assuming you saw the first Paddington, but I'll give you a quick rundown of what happened. So in Paddington, the first one, we learn that there are bears in the darkest Perus who were discovered by British explorers, one explorer, and they learn about London and dream about going there one day. So with his old home destroyed, Paddington had to go to London, hopefully to find a new family. There he meets the Browns, and he tries to have them help him find the original explorer who came to his jungle in Peru. And ultimately, in the end, he learns that the Browns, the family who has been helping him the whole time, were the perfect family for Paddington, and he was able to impact them in a good way to help them learn and grow to accept each other and get outside their comfort zone while still being polite. And so, Paddington found his family with the Browns and became Paddington Brown. That was the first movie. Now for Paddington 2. Again, this is a non-spoiler review, so I'm just gonna give you the setup of the story. Very, very brief. So the story for Paddington 2, he achieved everything he wanted. He has a loving family, beautiful home, and so now his Aunt Lucy, who is the one who originally shipped them to London to find a family, he wants to give back to her. Give her something as a way to say thank you. I know you've been dreaming of coming to London, but because of your age, I know you can't, so let me send a little bit of London to you. So he visits the antique shop to find something to send to his aunt and discovers a pop-up book, a very special pop-up book. This pop-up book contains 12 of the major London landmarks and sees it as a perfect way to send it to his aunt, who again always wanted to see London but was just too old or unable to make it. Perfect gift. However, the book itself cost a pretty penny, and so Paddington had to find a job to make money to buy this book and hopefully send it to his aunt before her birthday passes. Now at the same time, Paddington, as naive and innocent as he is, lets loose to our villain, Phoenix Buchanan. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce his last name, so I'll just call him Phoenix. The antagonist learns the existence of this special book, and so plans to steal the book for himself, framing Paddington for it. And so the adventures ensue from there. And that's all I'm going to tell you about the story in general. That's just the setup. That's like the first 15 minutes of the film. So the first pro I'm going to tell you about this film for me is that I just thought the story was phenomenal. I thought it was a really charming, delightful story of a character who, yes, is naive, doesn't really know how the real world works, how some things are just plain out cynical. He learns to look past that and find the good in many people with his politeness mantra. I don't remember what that mantra phrase is, but it worked. He found ways to get into people's heart and bring the good out of them to help him achieve what he's hoping to achieve, which is pretty selfless. He just wants to get that book for his aunt, and he'll do what he can to clear his name and get his hands on it. I know that sounded selfish when I said it like that, but it's a perfect gift he wanted to send to his aunt, so I guess that's pretty selfless, I would say. Just the overall feeling of this story, just like how the world is set up. Everyone's like, oh, it's a talking bear. Oh, he's so nice around the neighborhood. Everyone loves him. The other thing I really liked about this film is the set of cast in this film. A couple of them returned from the first film, and we got a set of new cast members here. First off, I gotta say, Ben Whishaw, sorry if I'm butchering your last name, he did a good job voicing Paddington again. Sounds so sweet. He's a good guy. Good, that's a good bear. By the way, Paddington's Aunt Lucy, is played by Imelda Staunton. Don't recognize that name? Imelda Staunton was Umbridge. Sweet old bear. Umbridge from Harry Potter. Yeah, it's good range. That's really good range. So I want to talk about some of the actors that really highlighted the film for me. To start things off, Sally Hawkins playing Mary Brown, I thought she was great. I feel guilty not knowing too much about Sally Hawkins. The first time I saw her was in Godzilla, the legendary film in 2014. After that, I saw her in the first Paddington film, and I was like, oh, she seems like a really nice mother. She's very open-minded, adventurous. She was originally a writer, I believe, who wanted to write the perfect mystery or adventure novels. And she just always seemed eager to get involved in helping other people and like doing all this stuff. It's just, she really brings that out in her performance, I think, of course. Character opposite of her, Henry Brown, Hugh Bonneville returns playing that character, and I think it's actually really cool to see that he still carries some of the characteristics from the first film. In the first film, he was kind of like a OCD, kind of a safety kind of guy, didn't really like anything that would cause chaos. He wanted nothing but order. Umbridge. Pretty much the polar opposite to Sally Field's character, so yin and yang. I thought they worked really well together. Now going to some of the new cast members, I gotta tell you, I really liked Hugh Grant, who played the villain in this film. Phoenix. I'm not gonna say his last name because I probably screwed that up too. Again, kind of like Sally Field, I feel bad not knowing too much about Hugh Grant. I heard his name a few times and I know he made a big staple in the film industry, but I'm just not super familiar with him. That being said, he really stood out in this film for me because he kind of reminded me of the English version of Jeff Goldblum. He just kind of had that look in his eye, the way he enunciated himself, kind of hammed up his performance. I really liked it. The other standout performance I want to give out real quick is Brendan Gleeson. Yeah, that guy, Mad Eye Moody, playing Knuckles, the prison chef. Oh man. I've seen that guy in a few indie shorts before, and I always enjoy Brendan Gleeson when he's put in films. He's got that Irishness to it, that he's like stern but likable in a casual way. Stellar cast. Some of the prisoners in there, pretty unique characters, a little goofy but not too goofy to take you out of the film. Fantastic job. Brendan Gleeson, you're the man. Now I do want to get out some cons out there, but bear this in mind. Get it? I do have a couple of little issues with the film, but they're more like nitpicks, so I'm gonna go through them as briefly as I can. So one of the gripes that I have for this film is that the CG can be spotty from time to time. I understand that this is kind of a lesser known studio, probably doesn't have a great budget or anything like that, but there's been a couple of times where some scenes were composited kind of oddly, like it looked a little dated. But overall, I mean, Paddington still looked like a walking, talking bear. He looked fine for the most part. But there's just like a couple other little facts or like new scenes in there that just don't look quite polished as they could be, but whatever. It didn't really take me out of the film per se. Just CG could have improved. Another minor complaint I have is that it was a little predictable for when things were going to get started. It may have been because I kind of seen like trailers and clips from the movie promoting it. I kind of saw some things going the way they did, but it wasn't too bad. It was not like Disney film bad. Now, I'm not saying Disney films are bad. I'm just saying like recent Disney films that I watched. I kind of saw almost everything coming a mile away, so. But this one, not as bad. A little predictable, but not as bad. And last bit I'll say, which again, I'm trying not to do a spoiler thing. This is non-spoiler. Some key characters I really felt like didn't have enough screen time or growth or anything. Things just kind of happen and fall into place for the finale of the film, and I kind of felt like we could have had more time with some of these characters, but really minor. The characters that I wanted to see grow were the focus of the film, so I'm happy with that, to be honest with you. Overall, I was surprised at how much I really enjoyed this film. The first one was a delight. This one was a real effing delight. Oh man, dude. I give it 2 thumbs up. I definitely recommend it if you're into the kind of family setting. Don't be mistaken for like American family stories. This is more of a European universal kind of feeling of a family story. I can't really quite put into words how universal this film feels. Despite being distributed by Warner Brothers, studio jokes. I think this film has something for all ages, whether if you're a child or you're a weird adult like me, you're gonna get something out of it. And Paddington, oh man, yeah, this guy right here, Paddington, I love this bear. Winnie the Pooh, stand back. It's Paddington. He's just great. Alright guys, so that wraps up this non-spoiler review. First thoughts of Paddington 2. So did you see Paddington 2? Let me know what you thought of the film in the comment section below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was alright? What were some of the highlights for you? Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this review, be sure to give us a like and don't forget to subscribe for this channel for more First Thought reviews from me and maybe from my other co-hosts. We like to shake it up a bit, and for 2018, we really want to up our movie review game. As my cohorts like to say, to be continued.